course, is always a concern. You see that was a red light, just blew through that intersection there. There's someone on a bicycle riding along that sidewalk. And you just worry about all those factors. As you know, those sergeants who are calling these pursuits, they're worried about that as well, or they take that into account here. I'm hearing that we may be headed towards the LAX airspace, so that may be difficult for our helicopter here, but that won't be the case for LAPD, correct, Dave?
Yeah, that's correct. They got a policy now where some of our ships, the TV news helicopters, will stay clear of LAX airspace during a pursuit, of course. But LAPD, sheriffs, they can go in and they can work at low level. And a lot of people think, well, you can get away from that. But no, I mean, it's very rare that happens.
Look, there's people walking in that intersection there.
Chase. Yeah, here we go.
This is what exactly, sorry to cut you off there, Dave, but that's what you were talking about earlier. It's getting more crowded as we are in the Firestone Beach Street area of Southgate, East Los Angeles there.
Good.
As this person is just continuing to lead this pursuit, lead officers on a pursuit there, and that's when it truly gets dangerous.
Check.
But you were mentioning that LAPD will be able to keep up with this vehicle.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's why
they're going near the airport.
Going to hold back right now. They may be trying to get some information, more information on the suspect or suspects. I'm not real sure how many we have inside that vehicle, but you know, the one thing we always have to worry about too is that if we get up close, if we get, let's say we do decide that we might go ahead and pit this vehicle, that suspect going to have weapons may come out and just start shooting at the officers. And
whoa, what?
That there is exactly what we're trying to stop.
Yeah, don't say that.
Any additional
shooting at the officers? Come on now.
Before I ask you my next question here, Dave, I just want to give a quick recap, just in case anybody might be joining us here as we hit the 8:30 mark. At this half hour, we're kind of keeping an eye on this car right now. Look, it's slowing down a bit, but there it goes, blowing through another intersection with some decent traffic here. We'll maintain
BMW,
that,
is it? What's up, Subatomics
so
and Tim and James and Nighty and Sean and Danger and Tusk and Charles
8 o'clock this evening, so a
and
half hour
Gina
ago. It's a
and
black
Whimsical and
Lexus
Dogs
that we
and
are
Eddie.
keeping an eye on. Dave also mentioned
Sorry if I missed
that,
you. Dude, what's up?
These are armed suspect or possibly armed suspects, so that's something that we're keeping an eye on. Right
Suspects
now,
have gone
could have
supposedly,
progressed
maybe.
to an armed robbery, but again, we're working to confirm these details and this information as this pursuit is still very active at the moment. And to Leslie's point from a couple minutes ago, we know that we are possibly nearing LAX airspace, so if there's a possibility that our chopper might have to move out of the area, we'll reset and keep you posted, because of course
There was a
LAPD
chase the
are
other
still very
day that
much
ended in
line
like a
with
few
this vehicle,
seconds.
with this vehicle in pursuit right
With
now
a
as it picks
really
up
bad
speed,
crash.
exceeding a little bit over 50 miles an hour there just ever so briefly. So Dave, that brings me to my next point, which is I'm curious about the sort of mindset, or at least the officer's mindset.
Yeah, we'll do the
what could be,
prediction.
going on with these suspects. Is there a belief that they are just sort of trying to run out the clock, though obviously that is incredibly difficult when you have a chopper overhead and multiple cruisers in pursuit, or is this a matter of they're perhaps looking for an avenue to get on the freeway or anything like that? I'm curious as to what the LAPD's perspective is from here as terms of what they're thinking the suspects might be thinking. Does that make sense?
Predictions up.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, sure, Jill. And what I'm thinking is, having been in the pursuits before, you just want to just stay on the suspect. You want to stay as close as possible. You know, and what you're alluding to is sometimes that we call it, you know, looking for a friendly neighborhood that they're familiar with and stuff. But not
The prediction is up.
Suspect is just keeps driving.
Will this
straight
chase last for
line, maybe
15
we'll take
minutes?
A couple of right turns.
Looks like so
But
far
he doesn't seem to be sticking
there's
to any particular
more
area.
on no.
And as we had said, he's heading towards LAX, and for some reason, people think that once we get into LAX airspace, you know, it's banned. We can't get in there. But the police helicopters, law enforcement
You
helicopters,
could do it?
can,
All right,
so
good.
they'll just stay on them as much as they can. And then also we do work with LAX police that are a different unit, different department, but we do work with them also.
Yeah.
So it's eventually they'll get these suspects in custody.
Yeah.
But, it is kind of curious how slow it's going.
Yeah, he definitely is going slow speeds here. Not
Yo,
following
Arab Prince,
the rules
thank
of the
you.
road
Let's
as
go.
We continue to watch him just drive through intersections where He's supposed to stop there.
5 months,
but
thank
he is
you.
leading police on this pursuit here.
Let's go.
It is interesting, though,
Got to chase for
how
more than
slow
5
this
minutes
vehicle
already.
is going. Again, we're watching him, or I should say the
Merle was
suspect.
thinking
We
the
don't know
same
if it's
thing.
him or her just yet.
Yo,
but,
Mr. Wiggly.
he or she there, but you're watching this vehicle just again blow through another intersection here.
Thank you,
we
Mr.
were
Wiggly. How many
hearing
months?
earlier
59
that
months.
The suspect possibly threw something out of the
They threw
vehicle
something?
near Slauson and Florence.
Really?
I have to wonder what that was. A weapon is many times what we see
Really?
suspects throw out of the vehicle. Did
What's
you
up,
hear
Shara in the
anything
dark?
about that, Dave?
No, I haven't. And I was trying to contact some of the people up at Air Support just to see if they could relay anything on that. But no. And I've been over pursuits, flying over pursuits before where I've seen money thrown out, weapons thrown out. So not anything out of the ordinary, especially in a case like this. But and like I mentioned before, every pursuit's different. This is really
Are there any
strange.
other
I mean,
news
with the
stations on this?
significance of this
I haven't actually looked.
type of pursuit, and these suspects aren't speeding away, which is great. I mean, I'm happy about that.
I'm happy about
you had said,
that.
Leslie, they're blowing through intersections. They're going through. We've seen pedestrians in crosswalks. They had to stop so they didn't get hit by this individual.
Yeah. Blowing through intersections, but at a very slow rate of
Right.
speed there. What is also interesting about this
They're not
so
there.
far, Dave and Gio, is that this driver, this suspect, continues to stay in the same area on surface streets here. This person has had a chance to possibly make their way to a freeway here. It looks like, I'm not sure what they're looking at there. Right, looks like we can see a light
it's
shining
almost
from
like
inside the vehicle.
like either a screen or something else. It really is devolving into what almost
there's
feels
on the
like
phone.
a bit of a war of attrition, given the speed at which the vehicle's going, the sort of steady pursuit by LAPD cruisers right behind. Keeping an eye on it here, it's getting a little dark, but otherwise, to Dave and Leslie, to your point as well, it's a good thing that we haven't seen that many people out on sidewalks, roads, and anywhere where there could be potential danger, because typically in pursuits like this, you would have cars flying at 60+ miles an hour, but right now it's been, I would say on average,
Are they
going to
pit him?
40.
I mean, they
and
could
just
totally
kind
do
of
that, but are they
weird
worried about
balance
the
of
gun thing?
not following the rules of the road, but also not doing anything overly egregious when it comes to the driving aspect of this pursuit.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, excuse me. But every pursuit is
He could be
continually
live
monitored
streaming
by
it.
the,
With his phone out
by
like that?
supervision. They'll monitor and evaluate what's going on.
Maybe he's
The-
live on
the-
Instagram right
the
now.
dangers or the risk outweigh the need to continue the pursuit. And when it comes right down to it, it comes down to, is it an immediate risk to the public? Obviously, this is. That's why I believe that they're staying with it. They're not going to. They haven't. At least they haven't decided to track it. So I think that's what's going on right now. So it's like a waiting game here.
And we talked about this before, Dave. This suspect has been sticking to pretty much the same area, and many times that's because
We got 5 cops.
they know the area, right? They're sticking to what they know. How often do you see that?
I would.
Okay, Charles says whether the suspect's armed or
we've had
not,
them
they
on
will
the
pit
freeways
if they're
where they
given
take
approval.
off and-
Right.
We've actually seen them go out to the.
Is that why they're not given approval?
Do a 180 and come back, westbound on the west side back to their neighborhood. And so this suspect here is sticking to the main streets. Did hit some small ones, but when they start venturing off and started hitting the little streets, maybe an alley and stuff, that's when you think, okay, let's get ready, because they're gonna get out of that thing and they're gonna run, and then we possibly may have officers in foot pursuit. Air unit
I guess
broadcast
Desmond
the
doesn't work
description, the
on
direction
Sunday
of the
night,
suspect, if they see
so
anything in their hands, anything of that nature.
they call up this
And
guy.
That's almost what it feels like. Like this person is getting ready to stop at any
Yo,
moment
Roy,
just
what's
because
up?
of how slow
Hey, Dexter.
the vehicle is going and has been going. But it hasn't been the case just yet. We've seen this car hover around 30 to 40 miles per hour, sometimes even slower there. Of course, going through intersections without caring if other vehicles are maneuvering in front of it. But at this point, we have seen the driver somewhat stop for pedestrians,
Right. Avoid traffic,
really go slow through these intersections. So you wonder, why continue this pursuit? You know, at some point, it definitely leaves the viewer always wondering, why not just pull over?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Sean, maybe this guy's a retired cop too.
Yes, and
Did they say what he
understand
is?
that, and I do get that quite a bit, actually. And it comes right down to, if we were to allow suspects to commit crimes against individuals, and then at one point we say, okay, that's it. And we do that. But when we pull off, there's always, we're still monitoring the suspect's location and actions. That's trying to de-escalate the situation. But this is totally different, because this suspect, it's a GTA
Quinby, what's
suspect,
up?
possible weapons.
3. Charles says, see
involved.
3 choppers
So this
above
has gone
and
up
1 on the
as far
way
as
from Channel
priorities.
4. Okay.
But no, I do understand when
That's
people
what we
ask me,
want.
"Dave,
I don't
why
think
do we have-
Eliana's gonna be
why don't we
there,
just pull off and we can
because-
just well, there's a significance to that, and that is
She's probably off tonight.
safety when it comes
Channel
to
7?
the, citizens.
Okay.
And so that's why now they're staying with it.
4 is there?
I like the light on there.
Are they?
The sirens going, and it's warning people.
They're not
overhead.
live yet, I
We
don't
see
think.
someone with a
we got
stroller
some
on the
fat
sidewalk
people.
there.
Yeah. The other point, in case anyone is just now tuning in, there's you see 1, then you see 2 cruisers there. That we've counted 5 so far as we zoom completely out. There's 3, there's 4, and then a 5th one was tailing just behind. So it's a significant response to what is going on right now. But it also goes back to Dave, to your earlier point about the fact that you're sort of hanging around the same area, an area perhaps this suspect is familiar with, potentially waiting for an opportunity to just stop the car and fly out. We've seen that before,
NBC
in
is
fact,
live.
where a suspect vehicle just pulled off into a neighborhood and then ran behind folks' backyards.
Or ran into a home
or
that
ran
they
in-
knew.
Exactly, ran into a home they knew. Or
overhead, any attempts
It's that other woman, it's not Eliana.
possibly trying pit
We
maneuver.
could switch there, but
Take over
actually I think
left
this
turn
one's
here.
better at the moment.
or ask you again, which is to say, with this many vehicles in pursuit, I think a natural question that perhaps a viewer could have is, why
That
not
one might
have
be a
one of
little
the-
ahead.
one of the
So if you're
cruiser
watching
vehicles
that
in
one,
the
don't tell
back,
us about
maybe
it.
Number 3, 4, or 5, try to start inching ahead or try and box the suspect's vehicle in, either with that spike strip or a pit maneuver, something like that. Is it just a different procedure, or just sort of a wait-and-see approach right now, or is it something else?
You know, it would be normally.
Actually, I'm
going
gonna
to
switch.
Commander, and you can see all the vehicles, all the black and whites involved in this. Now, and a
Armed
text.
suspect in this black Lexus. And this is LAPD at Newton Division in pursuit. This is now on Pacific Boulevard, passing Live Oak Street.
All right, well, she's talking way less
Northbound Pacific.
than the other
Still
people
in the
were.
Southgate area.
Yo, Tony, thank you. Yo, 6 months. Thank you.
Hitting the brakes here, making a right turn back onto East Florence Avenue.
Oh, no way. What? Death as well. Thank you for subscribing
Before,
with the
turning
Twitch
on
Prime.
Edge and leading
Appreciate
LA
it.
Westbound.
If you have Twitch Prime, you can sub for free.
When we got overhead, this driver was driving along Florence Avenue for at least a good 5 minutes. Let's see if they take this right turn. It looks like they were taking this right turn.
Yeah, Sean, I think if he probably drives into a parking lot, they'll all just follow him. And they'll do a circle. 4 months is almost a year. Yo, Quinn B as well?
Walnut Street from
No way. Thank you,
Seville
Quinn B.
now. And we do have some new information from LAPD. They did confirm that this could be an armed suspect, and they're investigating.
who's
whether
this?
This is
Yo,
a
who's that?
stolen vehicle. This black
You guys see that?
Lexus
That's almost a year. Thanks, Quinn B.
back on Pacific Boulevard.
15
now,
is up?
passing Florence.
Okay, hold on. I'm not organized. It's almost up. I think it might have been a civilian interaction.
Wild driving in earlier stolen vehicle pursuits. No crazy maneuvers in this vehicle since we've been overhead. But again, LAPD investigating whether this is a stolen vehicle. Back onto Santa Fe Avenue now.
Okay.
Yeah, this lead LAPD unit appearing to close that gap again.
I think that was a
That
civilian
spotlight
interaction.
on this suspect vehicle. The LAPD airship is
Maybe
overhead
not.
as well.
Depends on how you define it.
Eastbound
Alleyway.
Zo, and then making another quick
Or-
turn
yeah.
into an alley.
What is going on? Such a
What is
crime
that
site
here,
to
so
see.
we don't lose this car.
Yeah, you guys are funny. Chato, what's up? And Jimmy Opa. You can use your
And then
channel
back on
points now to
Avenue
find out or
eastbound now
guess
after
or
cutting
predict
through that alley.
if this is going to last for 30 minutes. Most people saying no, it looks
I
like.
can see 1, 2, 3, at least 4 LAPD units behind this black Lexus. Lights, and we imagine sirens on this lead unit, creeping a little closer here. We haven't seen any freeway speeds, however.
Haven't seen much
Car
speed at
that
all.
Could be stolen. LAPD investigating that right now.
It's like they're not trying to
Still
get
going under
away,
40 miles per
you
hour.
know?
Getting in this left turn lane. Westbound Clarendon now from Pacific
He
Boulevard.
should hit the freeway or something.
Again, just turning
He's just going nowhere.
circles and leading multiple police units
He's going to hit a dead end.
through Southgate.
Yeah, this is going to be a dead end chase.
Another left turn southbound again, this time on Malabar.
If they escape with a stolen vehicle, I guess at that point you just ditch the vehicle. You pushed it a little too far.
And that
No.
was Gage Avenue. He did not take the turn onto Gage, still southbound.
Yo,
on Malabar
RRR,
Street.
what's up? Or RZ, I don't know what it is. Where's Mr. Tire when we need him?
And we're hearing now from police they could authorize a spike strip.
Oh, they should do a spike
attempt
strip.
soon.
Yo, I've seen so many
So
chases
we'll see if
exactly
there's an
like this one.
opportunity here,
So many.
on a quieter
Exactly
stretch
like
of
this.
road. A right turn now back on Santa Fe Avenue.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, Shinji. I got it.
Northbound Santa Fe taking a right turn now back onto Gage Avenue, turning into
Oh no.
this gas station.
It's turning around. Are we going to get gas? All these people in the gas station
And
are
it looks
confused
like
as
the
hell,
driver is
man.
not ready
They're like, what the fuck?
to give it up after turning into this Arco gas station, driving right back out.
Okay.
Northbound
How long is
Santa
this
Fe
gonna go? If they stay on real roads, just running red lights like that, but there's a
Just
drone.
a little bit
See
of
that
speed here,
drone?
Northbound Santa Fe from Gage.
Yo, imagine having a drone up above this. That would be a good stream. I want to watch that stream.
And you can see
I want to see the
technology
drone
police
stream.
are using here. My pilot just noticed if you see that flashing light flying around the car,
Yeah.
it looks like there's a drone tracking this pursuit along with all these LAPD ground units, LAPD airship, and of course media helicopters I'm unclear, though, if that drone is actually police operated.
Fuck
you
it,
can see
dude.
it flying into and out of our picture.
The gas
Another right
station
turn,
maneuver did
eastbound
not
on
work,
Slauson
Tony.
Avenue
Ghost, what's up?
from Santa Fe.
It does look like a practice chase. That's
Picking
funny.
up a little bit of speed.
Emotional support.
40 miles per hour now.
Gas station loop should be a bingo. That's smart. Yo, gas station loop would be a good one for the bingo card.
Pulling into
We haven't
another
changed the
parking
bingo
lot
card in
here
so long now.
after dodging those orange traffic cones.
Okay. Yo, this is not a good place to go. This
and
is
then
not a
leading
good
police
place
down
to go.
yet another alley.
This person must
See that
know
LED
this area,
airship
right? You
flying
would not just
through
drive down an
our
alley
picture.
like
They've got
that
air and ground units on
if you
this.
didn't know what was
Been
on
going
the
for
other
at least
side.
25 minutes now. Coming out of that alley, Belgrave Avenue now, still in Southgate.
Charles says he thinks it's a cop drone. How long has it been since we had the San Pedro one? Not too long. There was a recent one with that. What's up, King Ed? In the last few weeks, there was a San
On a
Pedro one.
major, and then right turn back now on Pacific
They saw the
Boulevard
sign from the
Belgrave.
highway. Maybe that's the one we get rid of, though? Is that what you're saying? That's the obvious one, right? King Ed, what's going on?
Passing Randolph. And if you're just joining us now, this LAPD pursuit started well over 20 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
It has been on surface streets in the Southgate part of LA. This black Lexus sedan, possibly stolen. Police saying the suspect, the driver, may be armed.
Yeah. That's the deal. If you guys didn't know by now.
Currently on Pacific
They
Boulevard,
stole this
East
vehicle,
Gage.
and the cops think they might have a gun, which is really common. Everything about this is really common. This is a very stock practice type of chase. Do we have 5
Still on
cops? Yeah,
Pacific
didn't I fill
Boulevard,
that out
passing Hill
yet?
now. You can
I
see
did.
4 LAPD units tailing
Chi-Chi, what's up?
this Lexus, this black Lexus sedan.
When are we doing
Possibly
another
stolen.
Dark Side? I don't know. Sometime we
Spotlight
could,
from
maybe.
overhead, that night sunlight from the LAPD helicopter.
They are always armed and dangerous, Chado. Always. So the whole thing about, they don't want to do a pit move, I don't know why.
Up on another
Because they're armed and
intersection,
dangerous like every
he
other freaking chase.
Continues on Pacific Boulevard.
It's the default car chase. When you load up the car chase, this is the one that they give you to edit. Have they mentioned what kind of car it is? Yeah. It's a black sedan, actually.
Now, we did hear police saying about 5
In
minutes
case you
ago
didn't hear 'em.
they would authorize the use of spike strips here, but we
Oh, there's somebody
didn't
outside
see,
parade.
officers setting that up. They just didn't have an opportunity here. We also haven't seen any pit maneuver attempts. But fortunately, not a high-speed pursuit. Haven't seen some of the wild driving that we've come to associate with stolen vehicle chases here in LA.
True, this is very
But again, police investigating
bland.
the
They're
possibility
going to hit a
of
dead
this
end. I feel like
Lexus
it.
they're currently chasing
I
being
feel
a
it.
stolen vehicle. Santa Ana Street now, still in Southgate.
SF, what's up? And DJ.
As I widen out, you can
At least
see
he didn't go
it's
towards the
largely
airport.
Residential.
We were initially worried that there
area.
was going to be no-fly zone. He hasn't gone in the no-fly zone.
Speeds of around 30 miles per hour still. This driver consistently moving around this speed, but blowing through stop signs like this one on Santa Ana as he makes a right turn and gets back onto Santa Fe Avenue. I've lost count at this point of how many times this
I
driver
don't know.
has
What do you guys
led
like this
police
better or
onto,
the?
Santa
I
Fe
think
Avenue.
that the
other
video on
majors,
the
we've seen
stations
him
is
driving down for
pretty similar. This one's a little ahead.
Several blocks at a
They're
time.
talking way more on the
Gage
other
Avenue,
station. I don't know what you
Pacific
guys like.
Boulevard.
They're just saying more random speculation on
and
the
now
other
back
station.
on Santa Fe Avenue.
When's the last time you did Dark Side Switch? Months and months ago. Long
Again,
time.
no spike strip or pit maneuver attempts yet, but there were two instances where I thought this driver might be giving up. He turned into an Argo gas station earlier, and then another parking lot a couple minutes after that, but just kept on driving.
Think it's time for another
California
one, maybe.
Street now from Santa Fe.
Okay. The DJ says go back to the other. Everyone else seems to think we stay on this one. Too big for Dark Side is too risky, yeah.
I zoomed in quickly there, trying
Basically.
to see what those two pedestrians on the right side of the car,
Not really.
the passenger side of the car,
No
were
pull.
doing.
Well, it's almost
Still on California Street.
30 minutes in. What is Dark Side of
tight
Twitch?
left turn now
I used to do this
Pacific Boulevard.
content a lot where I just look at all the one viewer streams. So the streams on Twitch that have no
Our
viewers
great
or
policing
very
now.
low view count, and just see what the hell's
They're
going on. And it's
preparing
more
to send in,
interesting than you
another
might think.
unit.
Or maybe you can imagine how interesting that can be.
Left turn on a Florence.
There's a lot going on late at night on Twitch that people don't see. Most of it's really mundane, but that's interesting. But yeah, I got banned once doing it. I just made a bad click.
Police
you know?
still talking about using spike strips, which LAPD has now authorized. It sounds like they're sending another unit in to set up those spike strips. Unfortunately, this driver not going too fast for that kind of maneuver.
The ban
I don't
was
think we've
bullshit. That
seen
was a bad ban.
Speeds exceeding about 40 miles per
But
hour.
whatever. They gave me a whole week.
For the
I don't think I
entirety of the time
deserved
that
a
we've
week.
been
That's
on
not
this
fair.
chase.
But
It's
whatever.
been going on for
It's
at
all in
least
the
30
past.
minutes at this point. Back on Santa Fe Avenue now.
Yeah, I think somebody must have reported me. Banned for what? I clicked on the wrong thing during Dark Side of Twitch. We were watching this something. It's a long story. But basically, I showed something I shouldn't have.
Santa Fe Avenue just past Zoe.
I think with how resistant they are to spike strips or pit, we should merge them into one bingo square. Maybe.
Leading police.
I don't know
through
why
the
they haven't tried
yellow
either one of those in this
light on
chase.
Santa Fe Avenue.
This seems really strange that we're going
One
on
out and
30
see how many
minutes.
units are in pursuit of
And
this
it's been
black Lexus
exactly
now.
like this
It
the
was,
whole time.
4 at last count. We've got 1,
Look
2,
at all those
3,
cops.
4, 5,
There's
at
7
least
of them.
6 LAPD units. Lights on.
Or another 6.
Making a right turn now onto Randolph.
Yeah, Charles, they do that in Arizona, apparently. We saw
do
one
that
one
exact
time in
same
Arizona where they did that.
Right turn from Santa Fe Avenue onto Randolph Street. Probably about 10 minutes ago.
The last pit we saw was on the East Coast? Really?
It's
That was a wild
dark
one.
patch of road here along
That
the
was a
train
long
tracks,
time ago,
but
though. Or if
you
we're
can't
talking
miss
about the
this car.
same
It's
one, I
got
don't even know. So many.
the spotlight from the LAPD helicopter on it. And multiple ground units behind
Yeah, I
it.
know what you're talking about,
6
Charles. We watched a chase
at
one time
last
in
check.
Phoenix where they used it.
And again, LAPD
It's the
talking
snag
about sending
maneuver.
in another
You got the pit
unit.
maneuver, that's the snag move.
Southbound on Santa Fe from Gage. Southbound Santa Fe
Yeah,
Avenue.
the one that wraps the tire.
And that was a tight squeeze. We have not seen many wild or dangerous maneuvers from this Lexus driver. Fairly slow speed pursuit. Right turn onto Gage Avenue. Westbound now on Gage Avenue from Santa Fe.
I've seen chases just like this one, I swear. We watched one night. This was years ago. And it was just like this. But it went on, and it was late at night, and the news stations kept staying for it. And like it was like 3 hours long, but it was just like this. It was a guy driving around an SUV through neighborhoods, and the police just following behind him for hours.
Zoe Ave, still in Southgate, making a left turn
And
here.
then some guy
Albany
came out of
Street.
nowhere with this truck and
Going
he
right through
ended the
that stop
chase.
sign.
He like started trying to pit the car
Winding
and fuck
through
around
this
with him, and the
neighborhood.
chase
Just
ended
wonder if this
pretty
driver
quickly because of that.
knows the area well.
Yeah, Merle, I'm not sure. Maybe this is.
Blowing through yet another stop sign. You can see the other driver at that intersection pausing, wondering what is going on.
This is a live pursuit, but it's not. There's not a lot happening here.
Making this
The car doesn't
left
want to
turn.
stop. That's
wrong
for
side of the
sure.
road.
They're willing to run through stoplights, stop signs, whatever, intersections. 30 minutes? Okay. Thank you.
Eastbound on Florence Avenue now. Turning into another gas station now.
Okay, there you go. There's the gas station move again. Is that the same
maneuver
gas
we saw
station?
earlier, this pursuit driver leading police through a gas station this time. It's a Shell gas station off of Florence Avenue.
All right, is this chase going to last for 45 minutes? At this rate, I mean, I think it probably will.
Stopping here.
Yeah, first rule car chase,
pausing
don't stop.
momentarily, and then
They haven't been in
continuing.
this area yet. Wait. Wait.
Okay, this is getting interesting now. Several pedestrians gesturing at this pursuit driver. You saw that woman there.
Who are those
on the
people?
driver's side of this black Lexus, waving her hands. It looks like she was begging this driver to stop. He paused
He did
next
stop
to one of those
for a second,
pedestrians,
kind of.
but you can see he's.
It looked like
he's still
they
going.
were.
Still
It
leading
looked like they
multiple
knew this
LAPD
person.
units, back on California Street now.
Well, they must live there. Are we gonna get another one of those chases where the mom's involved at the end?
Another
We just
left
had one of
turn.
those recently.
Flower Street. Passing Pacific.
The mom has been a theme lately. They talk to him and now suddenly zoom in. That's a good point. The mood of the chase has changed us a little bit.
Hearing police talking about setting up a spike strip. Again,
Haven't they
trying
been
to
talking about a
anticipate
spike strip
where
for the last
this
40 minutes?
driver is going to lead the chase. He made several quick turns,
I'll show it, Charles,
taking a right turn now
if you want me to.
from California Street back onto Pacific Boulevard.
What is this?
Northbound Pacific
The,
now.
the planes?
Maintaining consistent speeds here.
The plane and
about
helicopter?
30 to 40 miles per hour.
There's like 3 or 4 helicopters and a plane. Yo, no, come back. Okay.
Blowing through stop signs left and right.
He is going slow enough to dodge the spike strip. That's a good point,
This has been
Charles.
going on for well over 30 minutes at this
They'd
point.
have
This
to really get
driver
him at a spot where he can't get
of
away.
a possibly stolen vehicle is bound to run out of gas at some point.
There you go. That
Saw
one's
that
on the
blowing
bingo
through
card. We hadn't
another
heard
stop
anybody
sign.
speculate on gas yet.
We've seen twice now this driver turning into gas stations here in the Southgate part of LA. But in both cases, it looked like he was
Yeah, I
just
think
cutting
that that's
through
what it
trying to
is,
get
Tony. Yo, I
around
think that's what it
traffic.
is. This is part of the joyride. So just circling around near his home. I think that's what it is.
Still on Saturn Avenue. Veering into the center of the roadway.
They got you on the TV, man. Yeah. He's now realizing that he is famous. He will cause property damage by dodging the spike strip. Maybe.
Saturn and State slowed down a little bit in that intersection, but continuing on Saturn Avenue. Eastbound Saturn Avenue.
What's up,
I
Hunt?
did not take that turn onto
What's up, Nash?
State Avenue.
Even the helicopter lady, she sounded bored from the very start, too.
Right turn off of Saturn Avenue onto Newell Street.
Yeah, that's funny.
Rolling through another stop
I'm
sign,
sure at the
right
other
turn
news
now
station,
from
they're
Newell
just
Street
like
onto
speculating
Hood
on every
Avenue.
little thing that possibly could have happened. Like who those people were on the ground. What had happened? Oh, Pittsburgh girl, no way.
Southbound.
Yeah, well, thank you,
on
Pittsburgh
Hood
girl,
Avenue
welcome.
Now.
I didn't know you were here. Thank you for the 200 bits. They really must know this area because you wouldn't drive through stuff like this if you didn't know. Right? This seems like a
Okay, we
really,
thought this
really,
driver,
really
was gonna
risky
take that
move.
left turn onto State
If
Street.
you didn't know
but
where you were, you didn't know
cut
that those
through another commercial
parking lots
lot,
connected.
and we are back on East Florence Avenue. Gonna widen out here and see how many LAPD ground units are still in pursuit.
By hitting a parked car,
And
right?
counting 4.
They would be. That makes them
4
culpable for
on
it.
this driver's tail. If you're just joining us now,
That sucks.
this pursuit in Southgate with LAPD Newton Division. This is a possible stolen vehicle. Police believe this suspect is armed.
He should turn the lights off. You think that'll help? Jay FOMO, what's up?
Just on Florence Avenue, approaching Seville.
Possible stolen
Like a
car, yeah.
Clear shot of the driver from this vantage point. Looks like he's got the driver's side window rolled down.
Is he going to go
does
back by
look
that
like
house?
A male driver. Tinted windows, though. We can't get a
It's just
clear
one
shot
person?
of anybody else in this vehicle. But again, possible stolen vehicle, stolen black Lexus. Making a right turn off of Florence Avenue back onto Santa Fe Avenue from the left turn lane.
Does it become a separate charge? I don't think so. Controller, what's up? I don't think so.
We've taken at least half a dozen trips down Santa Fe Avenue at this point.
They could set up a spike strip on Santa Fe Avenue. Probably a little too wide of a road. Black Lexus, yeah.
And we've been on surface streets for the entirety of this LAPD pursuit, spanning at least half an hour now. This driver isn't too far from a number of freeways, but he's made no moves. Oh, and you see an LAPD officer in this intersection at Gage and Santa Fe Avenue. Looks like they were trying to set up
They didn't get it
a
off?
spike strip. Attempt, of course, unsuccessful. This
I
driver
said they should try it on that
continuing
road. They
Gage
did, but they did
Avenue.
not doing so good. We have police radio now too. She does, maybe. I don't. Bill D checking in from Oregon Desert, looking for something exciting.
Westbound Gage.
Think of Grandpa's driving. This is like that.
And just past Alameda there.
From this and the lady's voice, yeah, she sounds not excited at all. Let's hear what the other people are saying.
Hearing.
We'll switch for a minute. You're right. It's so boring. Maybe there's some entertaining elsewhere. We can listen to their speculation.
Giving up, because I don't know if you noticed this, Dave, but they tried to once again roll out that spike strip in the middle of an intersection there, but the driver here was able to avoid it once again. So
that happened one
again,
time before. The lady in the other helicopter
That
didn't
is
even
now
notice.
The third time,
Yes,
if I'm
third,
correct.
third time that we've seen so far.
Third time they tried to
Oh.
deploy those spike strips.
3 times.
And, it was not successful. How difficult is it to get in that right position, and how dangerous is it for these officers?
It's extremely dangerous for those officers.
Much dangerous.
PHP officer was hit when he was deploying one. This is a long time ago. But I mean,
I'll be right back.
It has happened. Thank God it doesn't happen that much. It's only one time that I know of. But yes, it's extremely dangerous. And then incorporate the gun, the intensity of the pursuit, how sometimes he speeds up and he slows down. So that's why it kind of surprised me that that officer was out there in plain view. But I guess they got to the point where they decided, hey, we got to do something. We got to try something. So in the little streets, we've seen he's in and out of a whole bunch of them. So
3 more minutes. I know we're almost there.
Other than
If this goes on, I don't know, man. This is going on for so long. But it's not really that good of content. What's up, Gorbanzo?
They would
But at this point, we got to see how it
assuming
ends.
this driver
If you're
starts
here right now,
pivoting
don't
back
leave, man.
toward
You
the
need to
areas
see
that
how
we've
this ends.
seen him pivot
Could be
back
crazy.
to so far this evening, or going
Maybe
on
not.
a little bit more than an hour and 10 minutes so far since this pursuit started, but it still remains the same. This, I would say, is probably the most residential area we've seen so far.
Garbanzo,
most
how you
homes
doing?
We've seen, given this pursuit, but still along the edges, driving through, avoiding traffic, construction areas as well is something we've seen.
Oh.
And look, it's almost like a dead end here.
Yeah, it looked
but-
like that road was
Okay.
closed, right?
but still
This side of the
finding a
road.
way to just make another turn and continue on driving, but no indication whatsoever.
No, not
of trying to,
replays. There's the
jump
cop.
on the freeway, but it looks like we're hearing another unsuccessful spike attempt. Is that correct? The
Where?
video on the right side of your screen is what we were mentioning. Is
Yeah.
that unsuccessful spike strip attempt? We're looking
Okay,
at
so
3
they've tried
times
a
so
couple
far this
times. So
evening
there's
where that's
another
happened.
one. 3 times.
We'll wait and see. Presumably that would try to happen again, but again, it determines on the situation
Failing.
where exactly suspect's vehicle ends up, because this has been going on for a while now and still doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. We'll see.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be coming to a stop. I feel like they've been going pretty slow this entire time. We've seen them make their
Would be
way
interesting
through
to hear a cop. I mean, this
parking
guy's a
lots,
cop,
through crowded gas
but I should hit up my
stations.
cop friend.
We've seen a civilian drone fly overhead,
See if he wants to be
which
on
is
the
very
stream.
dangerous for those helicopter crews, the LAPD helicopter crews there. And we're watching this person continue to make their way through another construction area.
Yeah.
And at this point, they'll continue on here in this very industrial area. This is the first time we've seen them in a very, I would say, desolate area. It doesn't have many people here.
No.
You wonder if LAPD is going to try a pit, but now they're on a much busier street, so it
And
doesn't look like that would be the case.
That's essentially what it's been leading to, is using those abandoned areas, the construction zones, the narrow alleyways, the residential streets, to just find a way back onto the main streets.
Yeah.
And that's when we
Which is probably what they know best,
the
right?
main traffic and everything else, just sort of waiting out the clock, so to speak. But Dave, as you mentioned before, it's there's no clock to wait out here. It's really just buying more time and buying more time until we all know where this is going to end. It's just hoping for the best when it comes.
I'm not
to
actually
safety,
sure
because
where
we've
this
seen a lot
or
of
what's
near
going to
misses when
happen
it
at the
comes to
end.
Yeah,
people.
just
I assume that this person's going to give up
once
quietly,
again,
like, but
the car swerved there.
how's there?
And
How are we
police
going to get to
telling us
that
They
point?
just avoided another spike strip. So that is the fourth spike
A
strip
fourth one?
attempt. And unfortunately, officers have not been successful in any of these attempts, which is not a rare case here. But
45
Dave, are you
minutes.
surprised that none have been successful, given just how slow this vehicle has been traveling this entire time?
They're trying it on huge intersections. So
There
there's
are
a lot
20,000
of,
points on yes.
room for him to maneuver and
Jimmy
go
Opa
around
cleaning
them.
up.
And like I mentioned before, it would be really hard. I mean, I'm not sure if you could just deploy some units in the side street, blacked out.
They're going to
and then
keep trying
stand
these
in the
spike
corner
strips.
and
You
just
think
hope
they'd
he
hit
comes
one.
down.
And a lot of
That's
times in
the
chases
only
like
thing I
this,
could think
when
of.
they finally hit the spike
I
strip, the
did
person's
see
like,
one
shit,
black
all right,
and
and they give
white.
up.
Been
It
told
happens.
that they do have one black and white that's trailing him with lights and sirens.
Okay.
I don't like these
away.
replays, though. I've seen this
Okay,
once
so,
now. I'm tired of
they're,
it.
They're still following him, this person there on the ground. But interesting to know, I want to go back to the spike strip. Many people may not be aware
Yo,
the
what
spike
happened?
strip is what, about
Oh,
a
Scentless.
car's
Welcome,
length
Scentless. Look at all these
along-
missed spike
Yeah.
strip attempts.
Dave,
They're just going to
so
keep
you
showing
have to
them.
be very
So actually, I'm going to
precise when
switch
deploying
back,
them.
I think. Guys, I'm sorry. I
Yes,
hate
yes,
these
it's,
replays.
You have to
I
get
really
out,
hate it,
throw
because
out
then
there,
something's
have
going to
the
happen in
lanyard
the
on
real
it.
chase.
So when you fling
And
it
we're
out
gonna be
there,
like, what the fuck?
The suspect, the intent is that the suspect will run over it, and then the officer that had it deployed
Left turn
has
now
to.
from Holmes onto Gage Avenue.
Sorry, just can't do with the replay.
Westbound on Gage.
Can't go very far on rims. Yeah, but it takes a while to get from. They can walk. They can drive around on a flat tire, and then, it'll go off. Keep riding until the rims fall off. Yeah,
Taking
some
another
people
left
do,
turn
but a
off
lot
of
of people just
Gage.
give up. Is he going in Walgreens? Yo, what is this? A ton of people on the corner? What is this? Just like a stand of some kind? They selling food out here? Wait, they got out. Yo, no way. Are you kidding me? He got into a different car. He got into a different car.
Okay.
You got to be kidding me.
Okay, they're in the white car now.
No
Armed
way.
suspect from that black
They're driving
Lexus
fast as
jumped
fuck
out,
now.
and is now in this white sedan.
Oh my God.
Northbound Compton now. Have you missed that quick switch that happened in that Walgreens parking
That was
lot?
crazy.
The armed suspect from the black Lexus that
Now they're driving
police have been
so
chasing for
fucking
close to an hour
fast.
jumped out and is now in this white sedan.
Oh, this doesn't
northbound
look
on
good,
Compton
man.
Avenue.
This doesn't look good. No.
So
All right, so that went from 0 to 100 pretty
the
fast.
failure to yield, possible stolen vehicle, armed suspect. There is now a carjacking want here as well. Again, northbound
God damn.
on Compton Avenue.
I mean, he didn't carjack. This person picked him up. There's no carjacking. This guy was waiting there for him, right? Yeah, 0 to 80 or
Yeah, sorry, that was
90.
from the scanner.
Extra charge probably somehow. And an extra person now getting charged.
I'm still trying to figure out exactly what happened in that parking lot. Hearing police talking about whether it was a carjacking or the driver of the
Dude,
black
clearly it
Lexus
wasn't a
jumping
carjacking.
into
We saw it.
the back of a friend's car.
He got into the back seat.
So
That's
again,
definitely
our
not a
view,
carjacking.
Was partially obscured by that building.
Absolutely not. They're replaying it over and
But
over
the
now on
suspect
the
vehicle now
CBS
is
one.
white
They're
sedan.
going to replay that 100 times. It's going so fast. Like the helicopter's struggling to keep up now. Right? Helicopter's really struggling. Are they just not going to follow it? They're not following. Why? I'm gonna switch. I don't understand what's happening there.
Westbound Vernon.
I don't know if they're doing the
Here's
same thing
dynamic of
here.
this now, because we went from having a pursuit that was located in just that Huntington Park Southgate area to now we're moving out of
Are
that
they
and
close to the
speeding,
airport? Is it a
at
no-fly zone?
exorbitant rate at this point, because now that danger we've been talking about for the last hour and 18 minutes, now it's even more heightened given that there are more people, more
Oh,
cars
whimsical,
about,
you could be
and
right.
we've really heightened everything at this point.
Maybe he
changing
was just
the
driving
entire
around
dynamic
waiting
of
for this guy to come pick him up. Oh,
Yeah,
whimsical. That
absolutely.
could totally be
This
right.
Is, and now this suspect
This must be
here
a
is just
this must be a
speeding along.
no-fly zone.
You know, some of those black and whites that we were talking about that were in the initial pursuit. There's no doubt that if he
They
was
can't
in
fly
deployed
over there,
on
right?
that vehicle that he abandoned, because we don't know if there's a victim in there. We have no idea, so they're checking that out. So they're relaying that to the
It looks like
pursuit vehicles, the
NBC
black and
is
white,
really struggling.
that are now in
They're in a
hiding
bad area
in
to
pursuit
get
now,
this right now.
This additional felony suspect.
Okay, we're watching this driver on the wrong side of the road here as they're trying to get around traffic. You can see LAPD right on the tail of that white car that they're now pursuing.
Which airport
with
is nearby?
Two suspects, at least two suspects inside. What we're being told is so far out for us here because we're going into LAX
Yeah, it's
airspace,
LAX, right.
which makes it very difficult for our for SkyCal here. They're not able to continue to follow
If
it
we
at
don't see
such
the
a
end of this,
close
that's going to be
range,
fucked up.
but they're going to try to keep our eyes on it as much as possible, especially if this driver makes their way back.
Right,
Yeah,
back towards
RBX,
this
it does
location.
look like
And
it.
to your earlier point, Leslie, you made this comment about an hour ago. You noticed the ambulance there on the left side of your screen. That just ties in even more the fact that it is incredibly dangerous because you have other emergency services in the middle of all this right now doing their jobs on top of LAPD in pursuit of
Man, this sucks.
vehicle as we
Yeah.
try to maintain
Oh,
an eye on it. There it is.
now
They're getting on the freeway.
Yeah.
for the first time that we've seen, and now is when things start getting a little
Things
bit even
change
more
now, Dave,
out of
right?
control.
Okay,
Will
okay.
CHP now take
Maybe they
over
are
this?
going somewhere. Oh, they're got
No,
way
they'll
better
go
video on
ahead and
NBC
notify
now.
CHP, 'cause
Okay,
that is
okay,
their,
we're killing it over here. Let's
responsibility.
go.
They'll go ahead and they may just stay with it because of the significance of the crimes now. We have two felonies committed, so they may stay with it. And that's one thing. Usually, departments like to keep their own people involved in the pursuit because we've all been trained under the same. We're all working off the same sheet of music.
Yeah.
It's just like CHP. CHP will say, okay, we'll take over the pursuit, but we want LAP to pull off. We got our black and whites behind
There's quite a
it,
bit of traffic out here
and,
right now.
We'll go ahead and
It's
take
not
it over.
really bad.
I don't think that's going to happen, not with this situation here
Okay.
and the type of crime that we're looking at.
You know, it's hard to make out, but you see them now. We're getting a clear view of that white car with an LAPD.
This is wild. Dude, what, you're in school now?
A cruiser right behind it, trying to keep up there. They're going.
Is this
110
one
north,
Alexis
headed
too?
Into the downtown area, and this
Is that
where
why controller
traffic
said
normally does
carjacking
start
ring?
to
Yo, Tech,
back
what's up?
Just a bit.
This is the
Even
second
on a Sunday
Lexus.
night, you'll see the vehicles here.
There was one, and now there's
and
another.
LAPD
The guy got
trying
out and got
to
in a new
get
car.
as close as possible to that suspect. To
It's a new driver
to
now,
basically
though.
alert
New
the other
driver.
drivers. This is a dangerous person. Please get out the way. Their maneuvers are erratic, and the speeds now reaching over 90 miles per hour.
Already avoiding a load of cars. Speaking, pardon me, to Leslie's point about traffic backing up as you're heading there, it looks like Pasadena downtown.
Got a lot of stuff
Again,
on
this is
the
110
bingo card.
north,
Man, if
really
they keep
changing
cutting out, we got to
everything
switch.
about this pursuit right now. It looks like a similar vehicle to the initial one that we were keeping an eye on, but all we know so far is that it is that white vehicle. We also still don't know who exactly is the person driving because all we saw was the suspect in the initial black vehicle get out in a parking lot, jump
Community
into
college.
this
Oh,
white
nice.
vehicle, and then that just take off. So
Good,
it is
good to hear.
speeding incredibly fast right now, avoiding traffic. You see hitting the brakes, trying to move and weave left and right.
I went to
in and out of
community
cars.
college,
But
too.
so far, we know at the minimum there are 2 people inside that car. Could possibly be more, but that we're still working to confirm.
Now
Yeah,
you're around the
heading,
tall buildings.
Still up the
Now we're
110
downtown.
north here. It's going to be difficult to see with all the buildings.
Damn, they're
through
just
the
trying to make it
downtown
hard for this
area, but it
chopper
looks
to keep
like they'll
following 'em.
Continue on the 110.
They decided to go
and
for
the
reliable
point,
cars.
Gio,
Yeah,
is
Escape,
that,
what's up?
We don't
Do we know?
anything about the person
It would be
currently
nice if we
driving
knew if this one
white
was a stolen
but
vehicle
we
or
do
not.
know that their maneuvers the way they've been driving this car is very different from our original suspect. Our original suspect stayed to surface streets, pretty much in the Huntington Park
My
Southgate
YouTube chat quit
area
working.
for about an hour and 15 minutes. They did never try to get on the freeway there, but this person is now making their way up the 101
That car's a
there,
stolen car. Charles says this car is
from
a
the
stolen car.
110. They've been going 90 miles per hour. They're now
Okay.
on the freeway. So a very different.
This is also a stolen car.
What I would consider a very different suspect.
Yo,
but
Nest, welcome.
obviously Trying to get away.
22
with the
months, yo,
same-
this is almost
the
a
same
year.
goal here, trying to get away from LAPD officers.
And CHP is now getting involved in this as well. You know, it now
Taste
ties
that, Pink
into
Phantom,
this
welcome.
is essentially two
We're-
pursuits.
this is the
married
second
and linked
car
to
in this
each other,
chase.
as we've now started.
So
going
this
back
guy
to 8
was
o'clock, where we had what
driving a
was
stolen Lexus.
at
He jumped out of his car and jumped
times
into another stolen
repetitive,
Lexus driven by
lingering,
someone
and
else.
Just sort of looping pursuit in the Huntington Park Southgate area, but now we are getting into a situation where you have to deal with more traffic, you have to deal with high speeds, you deal
Dude,
with the
oh,
danger as
this
you
is
get
so
off to the
dangerous.
shoulder here on the 101, and that's where the danger comes in, because then you have the lanes that are merging into traffic.
have to
as
slam
well,
on
and
the
you know
brakes.
How tight that can get and,
And
how
this-
dangerous.
Just
This
did.
will take you to the 5 south. If they head back
The cop
down
is sticking right behind
the
him. though.
5 south, okay, they're not going to get on the 5. It looks like they're going to stay on the 101 there and continue on. But I was going to say they could essentially get back to where they started, was the Huntington Park
Well, this
Southgate
chase went from
area.
being extremely
But now
boring to
they're
suddenly
headed
it's not at
onto
all.
the 10 East, and take a look, riding
Things
the shoulder
change
there to
so
try to get
fast.
over that Jeep. Again, just pushing it on that gas as that LAPD cruiser is kind of pushing back a little bit,
Yes.
but we are
Yeah,
hearing that
I agree,
CHP
Charles.
may now be taking over.
Did
this
someone pick up the
pursuit.
black
You can Still
Lexus?
see
Ooh.
the light from the LAPD.
He changed
chopper
cars.
above,
Jay Fomo
and
changed
that is
cars.
crucial.
Got in
That
someone
is
else's
really
car.
What helps,
So he's the original
law
driver is not
enforcement,
driving
right,
anymore.
Dave, follow these pursuits when they're on the freeway.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They keep it on there. Meanwhile, the TFO is doing some broadcasting also. You know, they're giving the information to the units in the pursuit about what's up ahead. You know, is there
Kia
construction
Soul?
work? Is it slowing down? Is it wide open? That sort of thing. They're relaying a lot of it, and they may also be. You know, whenever this type of pursuit.
Chacho, they said
times
earlier
where
that the
air
person
unit
did
is,
toss something out the car, but I didn't
it's
see
air
it,
support.
so I
They
don't
support the
know.
ground unit. So they sometimes will say, "Hey, do you want us? You want the air unit to go ahead and broadcast your pursuits, and you can keep an eye on the suspects, and they might have a gun on them." And they'll say, "Yeah, go ahead and broadcast air unit," or they may just go ahead and just keep it and don't broadcast. Suspect turned off his lights. And the other thing too, we have no idea how many people are in that little white car.
True.
The suspect, with number one suspect jumped in the back seat. There may be a couple of people, if not somebody else, in that back seat.
True.
It adds so much to it now.
Or he just jumped in the
Did
back
they
seat because it was the
turn
fastest
off
thing to
their
do.
Headlights here.
That was the closest door to
Yeah,
him.
they did.
They turned off their headlights, making it even more dangerous situation. And it looks like they will continue here. They were on the 10 East here.
Okay.
Are they getting on the 710? Yeah, they're heading.
Oh man,
toward
the no lights. You got to
710.
light them up with the nights on.
And you wonder if they're going to head back to where they were.
They turn off the
because
nights on?
This
Oh.
road can get them back there.
There it is.
But very dangerous maneuver as they continue to drive on the shoulder there to get around vehicles.
And of
You
course,
see it again.
the question being, you know, today's point, all of our points so far, is that we don't know how many people are in this vehicle. We don't even know the relationship
Richard,
between
what's
the
up?
suspect
Oh, and Fret
and
Fire.
the driver. Now, it is
Waited
safe
too
to
long.
assume, Dave, that this is someone who was.
And Lewis,
they at
what's
least
up?
know
Lewis
each other,
Garcia.
obviously, given the fact
I
that
see you.
we saw the person jump out of their car, jump into this white one, and then simply just take off.
Yeah, and Dave, you can speak to that. It didn't seem like a situation where that person was
Night
getting
sun
into
fighter or the
a
day
car
sun?
that he did not know. It looked like the back seat.
He got into a
almost
faster
was
car?
Open for
I
the
think he's just
suspect,
driving it
right,
fast.
as he jumped in. And
How much time
obviously,
left on the
now,
prediction? 20
leading
seconds.
police on a very high speed pursuit.
Yeah, just like we alluded to, that that suspect's in there, the initial pursuit. he's on the phone. He's talking to some of his friends, saying, "Hey, I need a little help here. Can you come and help me get away from here?" He went down that one street that I think we all believe that he knew that those people, especially that lady that was jumping up and down,
Yep.
this isn't going to work. And then finally decided
This is a crazy
he's already
chase.
got somebody that is now
From what we were calling the stock boring chase to crazy chase.
So, yeah. I mean, he just they do that.
But
I've
Whimsical
seen
said he
them
thinks that
before
that
where
guy
all of a sudden
was
they get out of their vehicle, they run across, jump in
just
another
driving around
vehicle.
slow, waiting
And, yeah, because it definitely did not look like a carjacking. So
for
I think we can exclude that.
his friend to
So,
be
but he
available
had,
and be in the right
He had a
place.
friend here come over here and help him
Which,
out.
I mean, that's very
And
possible.
quite the contrast.
He was
considering
talking to that
how
guy on the
we were
phone. Remember, he
talking
had
for
his
so
phone out
long
the whole
about
time.
that
And he's
initial
talking to that guy.
suspect
That guy's getting a
maintaining
car,
what was
coming to get him.
manageable, slow speeds through surface streets, and now
Which is
we've
really
seen,
dumb.
this
Why would
white
you do
vehicle
that?
Just exceed 90, 100 miles per hour. As
Why would
you're
you do
weaving
that?
Through multiple freeways and lanes of traffic.
Go pick your friend up
turning
like
off
that?
Headlights and just,
Pick
it
anyone up
heightens
like that?
everything,
Just get
right?
yourself
Because we've
involved
gone
in a
from
really
something
bad
that was-
situation?
we were talking about 4 spike strips that were executed.
Unless you got like a really
tossed
good
down,
plan,
but then
that's
the
probably
suspect avoids them,
terrible.
to now a car zooming through.
The scanner said that car was involved in a felony hit and run earlier and was stolen. You can see the damage on the car in the right front. Okay,
And
that's
when he
fascinating.
talked on
Thanks,
710,
Charles.
That's going to take us back down to Southgate area. So once again, we'll probably
This is
end up
also
being
a
in that
stolen car.
neighborhood.
One
I'm
stolen
assuming we
car to
don't know,
another
of
stolen
course.
car.
He may jump on the 60. if he
That's an
hasn't
L
already fast
friend.
enough,
I
and maybe
mean,
he'll
is
think he
it?
already
I
passed
guess.
it up.
Yeah, it looks
But I
like
think,
they already passed the 60
Would a
there,
good
but
friend
it
just tell him to
does-
give
we're
up?
right back in
yeah.
the Southgate area, and if they get off here, they're in that area that this pursuit pretty much started in, the area we saw for about an hour.
Ride
Our
or die,
original
they are.
Suspect continued to just circle around Huntington Park and Southgate, and this is pretty much the area where we're
Yeah, I
it
think
looks
maybe
like
you're
we're
right.
headed,
Maybe a
but
good
we are
friend would tell you
still
to stop.
on the 710 South as we continue to follow this white vehicle.
Taking I
They
got
have
your
now
back to the
turned their
limit,
lights
for real.
off. We know at least 2 suspects are inside. Our original suspect was possibly wanted for a stolen vehicle.
We didn't get a chase for like 10 days or
and we
something
know that officers
that was long
believed
enough for me
that
to
that
stream.
suspect who looked like the man
And
when they ran from
now we're
one car
going
to
on
this
over
one,
an hour.
that person was possibly armed as well. So you have to wonder, is the driver in this car armed?
Yo, thanks,
what is
Dirty.
the situation?
Welcome.
What is the relationship? We
Oh.
don't know all that information.
I'm welcoming
but it
people on YouTube, but it's
seemed
most
like,
likely that the
it
people who
could be
just followed me
possible
are
that they
watching
knew
a
each
short,
other.
not watching
And
me
this was
live right
something
now.
that just seemed rather easy for the suspect to jump out, jump into the
Mathematically.
white vehicle, immediately switching gears from a surface street residential area pursuit into a freeway pursuit, jumping
Yeah, I
into
think you're
110
right, Tech.
north,
I think if you turn your
transitioning to
lights
the
off, it just makes it
101,
harder to
getting
drive.
on to the 10 and then jumping on the 710, and now seemingly going back to
Just
or
like
at least
handicapping
back
yourself.
to the general area from where we started. So, pardon me. a lot
Hey,
of questions
Yogi,
there
I
that we
know. I
still
wanted.
have.
If
Asked a
I had
lot of
only
them, we still
known
don't
like
know
a
the
day
answers
before,
to
I could have done
many
it.
of them, but I'm curious about
Yo, Tyler
what
Kane,
you're
thank
thinking
you.
right now in terms of
Is that real?
the thought process of these suspects, because
scamming
this
me?
is something that we asked you about an hour ago, which is from the police perspective, trying to put themselves into the mind of those suspects. How does that change now that you
It
have
is
this
real. Yo, a
wild
super
X
chat.
factor,
Yo,
this new variable
thank
thrown
you,
into
Tyler.
all of this?
It takes my thing so long to like register that.
You know, it's going to remain the same. You still want to get that suspect. Now, if notice how the area killed its night son.
It did go from
I
very
doubt they
calm
pulled
chase
off,
to
but what they're
dangerous.
also doing is they're broadcasting the direction that the suspect going, any off ramp, anything that he comes up on.
If Serrani had stayed
they're
like
trying to
one
keep their
more
eye
day,
on
I
it.
probably
They
could have
don't-
hung out
They
with
don't
him.
necessarily have to keep it lit up because they can see it. Black and white's in the background.
It
I'm not
did
sure
get
how many
very
we have
dangerous
back there
quickly.
anymore, or if we do.
It's just that, all right, Tyler. Here's the
you know, they
thing.
may
When
try
I
to try to,
the
once again,
the
de-escalate
super
it, but I
chat
don't
thing
think
does
that's gonna
not
work at
show
all,
up
not with this suspect.
right on
Because
this
this
app I'm
suspect
using.
has-
It shows
is
up in a way, but it
totally
looks like
committed to getting away.
it looks like
Yeah,
you
it
typed it
looks
in the
like there
chat.
I don't know what the plan is.
Yeah,
But
it looks, Dave, like
there
there
should
is
be
at
a
least
notification for
one,
that. I don't know why there isn't.
LAPD
Maybe it'll happen eventually.
Cruiser still following this pursuit suspect. They're on the ground. They really have
There it
pulled
is.
back And you wonder if that's just to really de-escalate things. You can see in our shot here, we went wide open and you couldn't even see that cruiser. But at one point we did see
How does IT consulting? That's
there.
He's going IT consulting and just going all over the world.
Maneuver down the 710 South.
That's
going
cool.
through Compton here.
I'd never seen his stream before.
And yeah, you wonder what is the end game here, because
All right, we're Compton now.
LAPD has been pursuing. Now
Where
for
the cops
about,
aren't right on
an
his ass
hour and a
anymore.
half, and unfortunately,
What happened?
4 unsuccessful spike strips could not stop the first pursuit. But in this case,
Where are the
we have
cops?
a whole nother vehicle now.
No,
So the
no
question
night
remains,
sun,
how
no
much
cops. They
gas
just
is in
want
this
them to think they
vehicle?
got away.
What condition is this vehicle in? How long could this go? It looked like they were gonna maybe head back towards the direction
Right.
where
You think
all of
this guy been in a
started,
chase
which was
before?
Huntington Park, Southgate area. But
Tracking
now
mode,
they're
yeah.
near, Downey.
It looked- I mean, it
Norwalk
looks like it to
on the
me.
710, and it just becomes a very dangerous situation because they do not have those lights on.
That
So
was
it's
just
hard
about-
to even
yeah,
make out that white car.
I was about to say, especially given the fact that this car is going so fast. So if you're a different person on
He's going over
the
120
710 right
miles
now,
an
and
hour.
Who knows where you're going? Maybe you're going back home after a night, or you're headed somewhere else. But to just at
Yeah, the
worst,
cops
or
can't
at
really
best,
stay
you're just
behind him
seeing
at that
a
point.
Zooming vehicle going past you, because the only lights we
And
see
you
from our
hope-
perspective is just the brake lights.
It
but
says
the
he's going
headlights
over
are on.
Yeah, we hope
130 miles an
drivers
hour.
down there are paying attention, because this is someone without any headlights you may not see coming, and if you're not fully paying attention on the road there, you could make a maneuver and, just cross right in front of it. I want to see if John Schreiber
All
up
over the
in
world
our-
fixing
our
hijack computer
helicopter there at
systems. Maybe that's what he
Sky Cow,
does.
does he see any?
I think he's just consulting
LAPD
somehow.
cruisers following this? Any police following
The guy
this
from Twitch.
vehicle at this time?
What's the time in LA? It's
Okay, there we go.
Yeah,
9:30.
we got at least one.
There's a cop.
It looks like at least one LAPD cruiser continues to follow these suspects. We know 2
Maybe it never
suspects in
was
that
really
vehicle,
tracking mode.
and it looks like they're getting trying to gain some ground here, right? Getting a little bit
The
closer.
car don't look that fast. Isn't that crazy?
But this just continues to be a dangerous pursuit as this person.
But yeah, usually they don't
is
stick behind somebody
going in
going
and out of
120. It's really
median,
hard to do.
on the 710 South through North Long Beach.
Got his lights
now,
on now.
at some
Nope.
point, they are going to hit the.
I mean, does
the
that really have any
405.
advantage?
We haven't passed up the 405, correct?
Tech said a BMW will
Correct.
change lanes
Okay,
into it.
so we're going to hit the 405.
You think you've been
here.
in this
If not,
rodeo
then you're
before?
gonna
I don't know.
Go straight into the port.
Maybe. Probably.
But you wonder what this suspect
Out there stealing cars.
is going to do, where this person's going.
Dave,
Yeah.
I also have a question for you that I know it might be repeating, but it's worth.
He's probably
because
got
we
away
just,
many
crossed
times
into,
before, so he went and picked this guy up.
9:30
He's
as
like,
well
I know
for
how to
anybody
lose the
just
cops.
tuning in. We mentioned
It's like,
earlier
okay, but
the
they got, like,
possibility of
helicopters and
CHP
shit
getting
this
involved,
time.
But you made a mention as to how that dynamic works, and my repeat question is essentially, how does that dynamic work in terms of LAPD started with this pursuit, but now you're in a situation where everything's changed, where it's new suspect, new vehicles, now on the freeway. Where does that sort of relationship work?
What's
in
up,
terms
Tooth
of,
Tellers?
let's take this over, or pull back, or no, you keep up with it right now because you've been on it for so long?
I think because of the significance of the
I'm actually
crime,
thinking this
as
might
mentioned before,
last
I think LAPD would stay
The
with
75 minutes.
it, but there may be a point where
I'm just hoping that the
they
police
request
and the
CHP, and
news
that's
stay
when
on
they will
this.
join it. But as I mentioned, usually
The police are going to stay on it,
departments like
right?
their
What
own
about the
people
news
involved in
station,
it.
though?
So CHP, and I've been over them before, and they actually in the black and white.
Is the
before,
footage live? Yeah,
where they
Nash.
said, hey, go ahead and pull off CHP advice. I think
Oh,
we'll
Brindy,
go ahead
what's
and
up?
take it over. So that's what happens now. But with the significance of this type of crime and the speed,
Yeah, you might be
involved,
right, Tyler. I don't know.
even if we say that CHP did take it over, we end up at the pursuit where it terminates. The LAPD will respond and cuff them up, and then they'll take them.
Okay.
Okay, well, Dave, we just saw that driver get on the 405.
Man, they need to turn that
northbound,
spotlight on.
And if you know the area here, it looks like
For the sake
they're
of us at
making
home.
one big rectangle going from the 405 to the 110, down to the 10, and then up.
Yeah,
the
I know.
710,
Platinum, what's
now
up?
back on the 405. if that was correct there.
Once
If
it
I
got
know
over
my
25, it
roadways,
gets real, right?
I believe that is the direction they just took. This
Going
again can lead us back to
130
the
according
area
to
that
this
they
thing.
were originally in, right, where they picked up this white vehicle.
News loves this stuff. Yeah, you're right, but
Absolutely.
sometimes they run
Yeah.
out of gas
I mean,
and
they're
stuff.
just when you look at it, yeah, okay, we've been on freeways, but
But it's not that
basically, we're
late
just
yet,
making
so I think
one big loop,
they'll
and we are
try.
heading back towards that area. Now, whether he turns northbound and gets back to South Central or any of the adjoining cities, yeah, that's exactly what could happen. Because they're on the phone, they're talking. Now it's desperation time, more so than it was the first time. This individual here has all the intent of getting away from the police and not being found, but of course that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
They will be apprehended.
Especially if they go back to that area, that's just telling that
He's
there
never
is
going to
no
get away in the
game
freeway.
plan, and
Yeah, I
many
mean,
times that is
it
the
looks
case. There is
like.
no game plan
I mean, are they
for
really
these
trying to get away?
suspects
It's
that
like
lead
you wouldn't go
police on
get involved in this
pursuits
chase and
that
go
last
pick
this
somebody up
long.
if you weren't
They
trying to
don't
get
have
away,
an end
right?
game here,
The first guy
which
looked
is
like he
probably
wasn't
why
trying
we're
to get
now
away,
seeing them
but then once he
go
got
up
picked up,
the
it's like, well,
405.
maybe
They're gonna
he
hit
had
the
this plan
110
all
eventually
along.
here, and we'll
And
see if they will get
now
on the
you just keep
110
driving
there.
straight on the freeway. I don't know
But
what your
we're
plan is to
watching
get
as
away.
At least 2 LAPD
They got a
cruisers
helicopter on
are
your ass,
still
man.
pursuing this vehicle.
And you
There on the
stole this
ground.
car, and the
2
other guy stole a car. They're not just going to let you
suspects inside.
go.
One possibly armed there. I'm wondering if we can bring up the video, though, of that pretty shocking moment of that suspect that was
Damn, he
leading
cut that guy
police
off.
on this original pursuit, getting out of the original vehicle, and then
Please don't show the replay.
making
Don't do
their
the
way
replay. Please, just
into
don't.
this car here, the white one that is now leading LAPD on pursuit. Do we have that video by chance? Here you go. You'll watch that suspect.
The car moves off to the right side of your screen. We zoom in and jumps right directly
NBC,
into the
I don't
back.
think they're still on
Just
this,
when it
or
seemed
their
like
channel's
that whole,
black
That whole
right
pursuit was coming to an end because you notice all the other LAPD cruisers coming in from the opposite direction.
No, here we
No,
go.
it just takes off
All
right
right,
off
we
the
might
road,
have to
and that's
switch.
where this
The
we'll call
video
it
here is
freeway
better
pursuit
if they
essentially
just
kicks
stay
off
on it.
because now we've turned into
We'll stick here.
what now we're
The
realizing
replay is too annoying.
similar to what was a lot of loops and rectangles into the same area. Now we'll see if this ends up back to where it originally started, but
Take a
using
look.
all of the freeways.
Are they getting on the 110 here?
It looks like they are.
Yeah, it looks
That's
like
a
they're getting on
transition.
the 110. There you
Yeah.
go, back on the 110 north from the
They're not fucking
405,
going
and
anywhere.
This is where we first hopped on the freeway here, and you can see that is not LAPD behind that suspect. This is now a CHP pursuit. LAPD
okay.
has handed things off.
Oh, shit, now
to
we got the
CHP,
California Highway Patrol.
And you can see at least one patrol car behind this suspect. They have
The original
light
driver
back
looking
on
like Kenny. He
that
did.
airship
Where's Kenny?
as they are pursuing this white vehicle with 2 suspects through the 110 north. Did I
Kevin
see some
from
sparks there?
space. What's
It
up?
looked like possibly some sparks came from the vehicle. I don't know if anyone else
Like on the right
was
side?
able to see it. I don't know if maybe something was thrown out of the
Chate,
vehicle, but
yeah,
it
the California
looked
Highway
like
Patrol,
there
right.
was some sparks that
They're just
that
the
flew
police
near
on the
vehicle
highway.
there. But the suspect continues to drive with their headlights
Yes,
off.
and that's what's made it so dangerous this entire evening is just the only lights are coming from the brake lights, and that's to avoid the amount of traffic that's on the freeway going at up to 100 miles per hour, just completely different from what we saw earlier. But there is
Chase on a
CHP
Sunday
just
night.
behind them right now, and we go through what has been this chaotic pursuit since
Oh,
the
Shy Girl
shift
Kim,
from
you
the
hear them now?
initial black vehicle in the Southgate Huntington Park area to now this white vehicle on the freeway, which started on the 110 north, then transitioned to the 101, and then going to the
My
10
friend was
east,
here with
jumped up
me,
to
Rudy,
710
but as soon
south,
as the
and
chase
northbound
started, he was like,
405, and now back
yeah,
on
I'm
the
not
110
gonna
north.
do
So
it.
that painting that picture, and
I
that's
don't
just
blame
the
him.
second half. That's
He
just
gotta work
this
tomorrow,
pursuit
probably.
that has carried so much weight in and of itself after the tail end of the first pursuit that we were on for about an hour.
Dave, are you still with us here?
Yeah.
We know CHP has now taken over. Many times we see CHP definitely get more, they're a bit more
Okay.
aggressive
Okay.
with their pursuits. Is that something you think we'll see here? And
Well, I mean, are the
actually looks like
CHP prepared to
suspect is
follow him
getting
now?
off on
Looks like
El
he's
Segundo
going out.
Boulevard here from the 110 North. So
CHP gonna be following him on the
hold off
street
on
now.
answering that because we're gonna wait to see what this suspect does next as they're now headed what looks to be on surface streets back in the Harbor Gateway
Yeah,
area.
these guys not going to work tomorrow. If they have jobs, they're not
exactly
going there.
what we were anticipating. He's made a big circle. Now he's going to start heading back to where this all originated from the first pursuit.
Are they going back to that house?
So even though CHP's on it, now they'll go ahead and they'll advise, hey, LAPD may just go ahead and jump back on and get their South End divisions on it.
They're going to bring the LAPD back?
They arrive, the CHP will stay right on top of them. And to answer your question, yes, CHP does get a little bit more aggressive, but there was plenty of vehicles on that freeway, so I didn't anticipate any type of aggressive move.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of cops right there. It's like 3
if
cop
you notice
cars.
there was a bunch of cones set up, and it was a police vehicle as well, a patrol car. That was a DUI checkpoint. That
was a
this,
DUI checkpoint? He said,
suspect,
fuck that.
Just
Bowled through, yeah.
bowled through, rolled right over it, and take a look at that. The front.
Oh, yeah, it
passenger
is
side of
fucked
that
up.
vehicle,
Charles
it
said
looks to
that,
have
yeah.
damage. I don't believe that was due to.
That was from
anything that's
earlier in the
happened
day.
pursuit.
This suspect
But
is a
you can
stolen
see
car who
there's
also
lot
got in a
of
hit-and-run
damage
accident.
to that front passenger door there.
Yeah, and that was definitely hard to tell. We actually couldn't even see it based on the perspective of when we initially saw this vehicle. So that's the first time we're getting a closer look at that. But now, this is back to where we all started in the sense of the type of pursuit. Now we've slowed down a bit, going on surface streets, but then in a way it becomes even more dangerous because you're seeing more cars on the road. You're narrowly avoiding it left and right, and you hope that there aren't people going back to what Leslie called it earlier, a spectacle. And that was on the
They will
initial
notify
pursuit.
and assist.
Now we're in a much more dangerous situation. Not that the first one certainly wasn't dangerous, it was. But now you wonder.
That's another
and hope
charge.
that
They
people
didn't
are
go through
getting
the
out of way. By
DUI
this point,
checkpoint.
know that this has been ongoing. We're coming up on almost 2 hours of this right now, and the lights make it difficult to keep an eye out. But police, CHP, they've been on this the entire time as they go under the bridge.
Yeah, slowing down right under that bridge there.
Oh,
And
there-
then you
no.
see that white car
They're coming to a stop.
coming to a stop. We're not seeing anyone open any doors yet, but you can imagine that CHP
It was
patrol
75
car
minutes, though. I
is
forgot to
right
do the
behind
prediction
it,
again.
and
Oh, they're
it
off
looks like
again.
this suspect is going to make the wrong
Chase did
decision
last
to
for
once
75
again
minutes.
take off. So we were really hoping that they would get out of the car.
That
and
looked
just
like it
give
might be
up,
the
right,
end.
Dave?
If we do another prediction,
Yes. And,
Will this
I
last for
thought
90
just
minutes?
For a second that they would just
Got another, like,
communicate
12
before
minutes.
They go under a bridge and then they take off. They leave the vehicle. They run. They go hide on the side of the freeway. But since we had black and whites right on top of them, they moved forward, and I think that kind of blew their whole plan on how to get away. Because now we're not driving as fast, and we have multiple black and whites behind them, all of them code 3. So it looks like this has changed a little bit now, the dynamics of this.
yeah.
Yeah, and this is where we picked up right around the area, the same area where we picked up.
Why did they pull over for a
this,
second?
White car, where this car came.
Did the other
into
guy
play
take
right
over
in the
driving? 'Cause he
southeast
looks like
Los
him
Angeles
now.
area, and you can see
This looked like the
two
first guy now.
CHP vehicles still pursuing this. We've talked about maybe LAPD once again getting in the mix. We haven't seen that happen. Moments ago, we all watched the vehicle come to a stop here, but no one got out. No one opened the doors. We know at least 2 suspects are inside.
They swapped drivers. Richard said they swapped drivers.
Suspect and the person who is now driving.
It looks like it.
This white car here, but just quite amazing as we watched this suspect drive around.
Sean keeps voting
an
no. He always
entire
votes no.
checkpoint.
Yes, a DUI checkpoint.
And
just going
honestly,
right
that's
onto it.
smart.
That's after getting off of the freeway.
If you
and
just always vote no,
moving this chase, this
you're gonna
pursuit
win
back
more
onto
often.
these
He's
surface streets-
taking it.
these
It's
surface
tough for him
streets in this
tonight, but
area
most nights,
where it
no
just
is the
goes
answer.
Back to that obvious concern of people, of other vehicles in the area, and you wondered, you thought that right when you got under that bridge and it stopped, not just for a second, but a good few seconds.
The other
and
dude was
maybe
driving
that was gonna
good.
be
You
the
think
end
it's a
of it, but
bad
no,
move?
we're still going.
Back in
Southeast LA right
LAX
now,
airspace.
and,
Damn it.
You have to wonder, Dave,
No.
what's going through their mind right now, because it's, you made this point earlier about
This guy's the
they
regular.
have to know
This guy's
that this isn't going to end in any other way besides that vehicle
surface
comes through
streets
stop
driver,
and they will
and then
be
the
put
other
under
guy's
arrest.
the
As you
highway
notice,
driver.
four CHP
Dude, I swear to God,
vehicles
this is the first
hovering
guy
behind
again.
them.
It
Well, you
has
can
to
see
be.
that I really think that underneath that bridge they had planned to just avail and just take off. That didn't work, and if you notice, now they're driving slow. So I think they're trying to put a plan together, but it's
No way.
It's really
Are we gonna
changed
lose
now.
this
So I
though?
think they're,
I don't know if the
really
news
worried
station
or
can stay
maybe
with
even
it.
Trying to think about maybe you
We
give it
might
up.
get screwed
Who
here.
knows?
NBC's got an even
and
worse
David,
shot at it
I
right
hope
now.
so.
They
We're
got
watching
nothing.
LAPD possibly now take over this pursuit. It looked like one of the CHP patrol
Can't even
cars
see it
got
on
out of
NBC.
line there.
And it's just getting further
as,
away.
What looks to be
We might not see
like
the end of this.
Possibly an LAPD SUV there, now second in line. So we're going to see what happens here. This is in LAX airspace, which is why we're so far away.
Wish they would
from,
turn around.
From that pursuit, but we're going to stick with it as much as we can as they continue to head
Wait,
down.
what is
South
this?
Main
Is that a
Street
cop?
here.
And of course,
Somebody with a flashlight on the side of the road.
Even if we do have to pull away, just because of the dynamics of the situation, we'll keep you posted on what's going on. Because as is evident,
this is
and as
bad,
will
guys.
continue to be evident, police, whether it's CHP or whether it's LAPD taking this back over, they are not going to lose sight of this vehicle, because
is
it
bad.
has now shifted back into what we saw on that initial pursuit, which with the black Lexus that we were keeping an eye on,
ABC 7?
which was just managing
ABC's on it?
to go
NBC is
between
on it,
30,
and
40
they're a
miles
little
per
ahead as
hour.
well.
It's hard to tell right now.
Okay,
whether they
ABC
are
as
really
well.
slowing down
It
to an
feels
end.
like
Okay, you can
very
see it on
slow
ABC,
speeds
though.
right now.
You can see it
We're getting closer and
pretty
closer.
well. Same situation. They're in the same
These
spot
patrol
almost.
cars are getting closer and closer. Oh boy, it is so hard to tell. But you wonder and you hope that this could be it. But
They just keep driving that same
regardless,
direction.
there's still a lot of questions to be answered.
Please,
on top
like,
of the
turn.
Fact that is the
Please.
big concern with the initial driver, the initial chase and
Look
pursuit.
how close that patrol car is getting to.
Yeah, they're
our
getting really
suspect's
close now.
Car. It looks like
look-
they're coming up. You wonder if they're going to
Oh.
do a pit here.
Yeah,
Yes, they are. Looks
He's
like
trying, but he's going
they're
too
trying to do
slow.
a pit, right? They're moving the car to the left. It's
Why?
hard to make
Why
out.
aren't they hitting the gas now, though? Dude, this can't
really
be the
hard
same
to
guy
make
who was
out from
driving
here. Yeah.
before.
He
He was driving 130 on the freeway, and this is the opposite of that.
vehicle. So if you notice that
They're gonna try
that
again.
Initiating unit pulled to the right and let
He's
this
going
unit
too
go
slow to
ahead.
get pit.
And I think that's what that's about. I think it's that hey, we have a pit vehicle, we're pit qualified, we can get behind them, and if we need be, then we can go ahead.
Oh, he
and
thinks
just
they didn't actually
negotiate a
try?
pit maneuver.
I thought that the
Yeah,
cop hit the
suspect
car.
Now turning there on East 75th Street. And
I think I'm gonna
stick with
switch
this.
us.
Again, a reminder that we are
This is
in
not
LAX
good. This is
airspace,
no matter
so
what.
it's a
This is
bit
really not
harder
good.
for
You can see it better on
Sky Cow
ABC
to
right now.
maneuver, through this area, as we have to stay away from the incoming planes. But if this is an indication of how quickly
They're actually doing a much better job. Wow. Okay. They're doing a much better job. The CBS people basically lost it. But the car is driving back towards them now, sort of. So maybe this will get better for us. Oh no, they turned the wrong way. They turned the wrong way. Oh no, I'm getting nervous. I don't think we're gonna see the end of this. Are they gonna leave? They're leaving. They're flying the other way. Okay, switching back. I mean, it looks like they're straight leaving. These guys are not.
Just see how congested it can be, given the speed and the nature at which this is going on right now.
And we want to give our viewers a
They're
heads
done.
up here. The suspect just crashed into another vehicle there, head on. We can't make out what's happening.
looks
but
like
you
they're
see
running
out
someone's
through the
running.
gas station.
You're
They're
seeing
running.
an officer chase
Two,
the
perhaps.
suspect.
Yeah, we didn't really get to see the end.
And
I noticed that there was a
it looks
wreck,
like
but it
that
was too
suspect
hard to
just
really
took
see
off.
it.
We don't know where they went, but I did notice, even though it's hard to see,
Yep.
that the suspect did crash head on with another vehicle. I believe it was at slower speed, but you have to wonder how that other
That's
person is
it.
doing there. We saw at least one person, we believe it might have been a suspect, take off there.
It didn't look like
and
the same guy as
officers
before.
were
It looked like
right
a different
on it.
guy. The other guy.
My guess is right. Those were CHP officers that were in foot pursuit of that suspect. I believe that was the driver of the vehicle because that didn't match the description that I had.
Where
of
is
the
their car
first
right now?
Suspect from the,
Like, where is the car?
The first pursuit. So they were both on him. So we'll see what happens.
I still
But the
don't see the
additional
car.
will deploy on the vehicle itself, and then they have to be concerned about the victims involved in this.
Yeah, and you can see one police patrol
I
car.
mean, we
making
sort of
its
got to
way
see the end,
down,
right? Sort of.
This roadway here.
At least we
they're
know how it
coordinating
ended.
To try to find those suspects. And,
Oh,
as
there's
you
their
mentioned,
car.
Dave, to make sure that
That's their car, right?
any victims are okay. I do want to
Right.
let our viewers know
No,
that we
that
are
car's
getting
still
a
moving.
1-minute warning
Where the
here
fuck is
that,
their car?
SkyCal will need to refuel, so we're gonna unfortunately have to pull
Right.
off this, but we are going to keep.
Oh, NBC. NBC's
our
got a
ear
way better
out
shot
on our
of this.
assignment desk,
Way
as well
better
as
shot.
Try to get in connection.
Okay, we were watching the
with
wrong
LAPD
station,
and
actually.
CHP there on the ground.
We were
to
watching
try
the
to
wrong
get the very
station.
latest.
I'm
As
sorry, I didn't have
they
my
are-
eyes on everything else. They caught it. Damn.
I'm going to widen out from this crash scene. See if we can see anything on the 110. Either this pursuit, one of the vehicles involved in this GTA pursuit is still going, or CHP might actually be in pursuit of somebody else.
What? On foot.
We're going to keep eyes on this crash scene. Okay, we're hearing now this pursuit is actually still going,
No way.
getting back on the 110 freeway.
No way. What? There it is. No way. Wait, what? Wait, that's the
Here it is,
car.
That crash that you just saw, it was two other vehicles.
What?
Intersection of Manchester and Wall.
You gotta be kidding me. All right, I'm glad I didn't hit the. I'm glad I didn't end the prediction. I'm glad I didn't end it.
This GTA pursuit involving the white Lexus.
No
But
way.
again, we're back on the 110 freeway. Looks like this is headed southbound now.
Who was the person
HPD
fucking
started
running?
with, LAPD
Why was the
position.
cop running after someone? That's my question. Who was that person? Who was running? The cop was chasing somebody on foot, right? I'm not making that up. That really happened. What the fuck? Yeah, CBS had to go refuel, and ABC was showing that car wreck. And what are they doing now? They are gone. Or Fox is gone. What is ABC doing? Hold on. ABC's still on it. Okay, ABC's on it. This is a better picture though. They arrested the guy who ran? Yeah,
This
but
really
what
just goes
was...
to show how quickly these
Were they just caught up in the
critical
wrong spot?
moments play out during these high-speed pursuits.
What the fuck was that?
Still waiting for official word on exactly what happened
Yeah, we need to know.
when the pursuit suspect
Omar, thank you.
jumped into this car that you're now looking at.
Yeah, this is the same car we were
On the
watching,
110.
though. Maybe one of the guys ran?
When they
Yeah,
switched
maybe.
from the black Lexus.
Because the cops
And
didn't
then
just keep
what
going,
happened
right?
On surface
I don't know.
streets a couple minutes ago, Manchester and Wall. Who was involved in that crash and what exactly led up to it?
Yeah, maybe they arrested the guy going slow. This is wild. It's the longest chase I've done in quite a while.
Okay, eastbound 105 now.
So the
eastbound
driver of the black car,
105
I don't know, maybe.
from
Is that what it
southbound
is?
110.
Solo, this is
CHP still in
NBC.
pursuit of this
How
white
long has it been
Lexus.
on? 90 minutes. We're almost at 90. We got like 20 seconds. Man, I almost ended the prediction too. What's the longest chase? Like 6 hours. This is the longest one I ever streamed. Yeah, the dude they arrested was all in white. Coatson, what's up? We are 90 minutes into a freaking car chase.
Got it. Let me check. Hey, so how are we doing?
You always say I
on
don't
fuel?
stream very long, but look at this.
Okay. Hey,
6 hours. Yeah, there was a 6 hour car chase. All right, I hope the news can stay on this. That's what I'm kind of worried about. I'm worried that I hope that one of them refuels by the time this one has to leave. Making up for all the 3-minute ones, that's right. From rags to riches, almost. Hey, but I didn't end it. I kept it going. Pulling up YouTube for that replay. Man, there just wasn't much we could see. At least on my stream, the one we were watching. It looked like ABC and NBC eventually, I don't know if they did at the moment of the crash, but they had a better video of it. At least they were able to circle around and find it. The ABC people are talking much more, I'm sure. No, maybe not. Nobody's saying shit. They're all probably listening to the scanner trying to figure out what's going on.
and if you are streaming with us on NBC, we're back now. Sorry about the silence there. Just trying to figure out some housekeeping upstairs. But this pursuit now eastbound on the
Foot chases on the
105.
bingo card. I guess we saw a foot chase. I don't know what the fuck that was. I don't know what happened.
You can see air and ground units in hot pursuit. Look at this, the CHP helicopter, multiple CHP units behind this white Lexus.
It sounds like they have the person who ran from that Lexus in custody.
And this is still going. This started
Okay.
during the 8 o'clock hour.
So
This
that,
has been going on
but
for
that
so
didn't
long.
look like it was the
Two
guy who
cars now that,
originally,
we're trying to
right?
figure out
The guy who
what we're gonna
originally
do.
got in
We
another
run
car. He wasn't
out
wearing
of
all white,
fuel,
was he?
But this driver is
The
still going.
original driver.
Slower speeds.
I mean,
than
maybe
earlier.
that. Maybe
was
it looked
going
like the
down
guy who was
710.
running was different, dressed
Speeds exceeding
differently.
120 miles earlier. But multiple wants here. We're hearing grand theft auto, armed suspect. Des, go ahead.
This tire's fucked. It's gone. Right? There's no tire.
Okay, thank you. Some interesting new information here. We sent a ground crew from our station to check out where the first car in this pursuit was ditched. The black
Right.
Lexus that you saw leading LAPD through
Right.
Southgate. And there was nobody there. There was nobody else in that car. So
Right.
it looks like we were right when we guessed
The
there
person
was
who
only
picked
one
him up
occupant
was
in that car,
driving-
just
Yeah,
the driver,
oh.
who again LAPD does believe is
So this might be
armed.
the original driver driving this car,
And
not the
as we
guy who
get a
picked up the
clear
driver.
Look at the passenger side of this.
This is the
second vehicle.
the other side of
Look
their
at
car is
that.
even more fucked up. What happened? What happened?
Sparks
Here they come.
flying.
There you go.
CHP attempting a pit maneuver on the eastbound 105.
Look at all the sparks. All it's like a.
Like
That's kind of
this
pretty.
chase has finally come to
Oh.
an end.
Nope. Yep. Maybe. Look like they
On the
maybe could keep
eastbound
driving.
105, this white Lexus, car number 2 in this pursuit tonight.
That's
Nearly
it.
2 hours after it started. Great job there by the California Highway Patrol. Successful.
I mean, both
pit
of their
maneuver.
tires
You
were
can see the
fucked.
back
Whatever
bumper
happened, they
of
must
this
have hit a
car
spike strip.
hanging off
Something
now.
happened,
And there
right?
was
They
damage
got
on the
both of their front
passenger
tires
side
fucked
of
at
this
some point.
car. Likely from that earlier crash that we saw on surface streets before this car took off again. It went down the 110 freeway
Yeah, good chase. Good chase.
before getting on.
All right,
the
so how many
105.
people are in the car?
Driver's side door opening.
Is this the guy that we originally... I think that's the guy we originally...
And this
Or
is
no?
over. Driver finally giving it up
Or no?
and tossing something on the ground.
Is that the original driver? I don't remember what he looked like.
Tossing something small, I might add, on the ground.
No,
Does
that's the
not
end.
look to me
That's it.
like it is big enough to be a firearm.
There's 24,000 points on yes.
Hands in the air, this driver giving up. It is Grand Theft Auto suspect giving up to California Highway Patrol.
All right, so there's more people? We don't know yet? That's the burning
Passenger
question
side
here.
door opening
Other
now.
doors open. All right, there's more people.
See somebody coming out.
That's right, Coatson. It's a good chase.
One man climbing out of
It was the other guy who was the
Back
driving the
seat.
black car?
this white Lexus.
Or this is the guy who jumped in
sedan.
the back seat, right? The guy coming out of the back seat? This is the original guy from the black Lexus, right?
Hands up, backing up toward officers who have him at gunpoint.
Was a good show. Yeah, it was a good one.
2 people now from this Lexus being taken into custody.
They could have just given up a long time ago, Richard. You're right. They just delayed the inevitable. And one guy got himself involved in this when he didn't need to. There was only one person in this. When we started watching this, there's only one guy who's going to get arrested. Now there's 2 guys getting arrested. Maybe more. They had black
Yeah.
clothes. Well, what the fuck? Is there another guy? The guy in the black shorts was the one. So it was the first guy. What was the reason for the chase? Stolen vehicle.
That makes sense.
So who ran from the crash? That's even better question. Like, what the fuck? Who ran from the crash at the gas station if it wasn't either of the drivers of the black car or there's another person?
And nearly 2 hours later, as we watch the end of
Go get
this
some sleep.
high-speed
I will once they're
freeway
done here. Once they get
pursuit,
all of them out.
following that successful
There might be
maneuver
more
by
people.
California Highway Patrol on the eastbound 105 freeway. We're still trying to piece together exactly what happened, but based on eyewitness accounts, it sounds like there was no carjacking on this white car.
Is that a woman?
It sounds like whoever was driving this white car was called to that parking lot. That
What is on their
Walgreens
head?
Parking lot in Southgate by the driver of the black Lexus. and he was just scooped up and then carried on as a passenger. Third person now being
It is a
taken into
woman.
custody from this Lexus. Looks like there's a woman here.
Okay, so she got herself involved in this as well. Charles says it's possible the other person who ran from the other crash also stole the car. Maybe. Oh, that's ridiculous. This whole situation is ridiculous. Los Angeles is ridiculous.
And to recap, nearly 2 hours later, 2 law enforcement agencies, 2 pursuit vehicles.
Okay,
3
that's
people
it?
being taken into
Car's empty?
custody,
3 people? Or?
1 crash involving at least 2 other vehicles.
City of Angels, yeah.
This covered ground on a total
And
of
yeah,
4
now the highway's
freeways.
shut down for a while. Sean says convinced the third car was joining the chase. It was speeding and drove with this car, then crashed. And some of the cops stayed and the dude took off running. Dude, what the hell? Want to watch the OJ chase? The OJ chase is really bad. I mean, it was interesting, but it's just like all they do, it's just very slow, you know? The OJ chase is not a good rewatch, I don't think.
And before we sign off here from News Chopper 4, obviously if you're watching this wondering how does this impact me, you don't want to get on the 105 East at Norwalk. In
Where are all
Lakewood
the cars?
because this is shut down.
Oh, they're
I'm
way
unclear
back there.
How long
Way
this
back
is
there.
going
Oh,
to
look at all
impact
of them.
traffic for, but you
Oh,
can see
that
us back up
sucks.
on the eastbound side. This is Julia Dang and News Chopper 4. We will be back live on air at 11:30. Thank you for streaming with us.
All right. Whoa, look at all those cars. Oh my God. It goes all the way back here. Yo, that's so fucked up. Look at all those cars. Oh my God. It just keeps going. Like way back here. Way back here. Oh, that's bad. It's only going to get worse. I hope they just keep flying over there. I want to see this. Just feel bad for these people, but it's also entertaining. Yeah, it'll take a while to get that moving. Oof. Look at how many. That's so much. It just keeps getting longer. Look at all these people back here. They're coming up to it right now. Stopping. Oh, that's bad. Can't they close the on-ramps? Probably. I don't know if they're going to. Anyway, all right, everybody. That's the chase. It was a really good one. It was a really good one. Thank you for watching it with me. Should we raid somebody? Does that sound good or no? CM is streaming something or other. CM is walking around his room. What do you guys think of that content? Wait, what is this? Yo, what is this? Wait, what are we looking at here? Is this a replay? What are we looking at right now? What is that? What is that? There's another police chase right here. That's a different car. This is another police chase right now. Yo, no way. What the fuck? Oh my god, there's another chase. Are you serious? Why hasn't this lady said anything? New prediction time? Yo, I'm not even sure they're going to stay there. I don't know what's happening. I'm not that confident that they're going to actually cover this. I don't know. I guess they are. What the fuck? A lot of people just left, but all of them need to come back. I don't know why this woman hasn't said anything yet, but nearly went to bed. Yo, same here. Creep Factor, what's up? We have another police chase. It's late where you're at, Chate. It's like well after 1 a.m. Oh, no. This is fucked up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yo, that was crazy. No, 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 no. No. Okay, we're back. Okay. I feel like if they go away, we're just not going to have anything. These other news stations aren't on this one. And this lady hasn't even said a word since they got over this chase. I don't have it muted. No police choppers assigned to this one yet? Really? New chase. Second chase. Whoa. What happened? I looked away for a second. Now he's running. He just drove over that curb? Are they leaving? They're going to leave. He's not running that fast. I guess they're leaving. Are you kidding me? What the fuck? Turned into gravel. New prediction. Not that one. The next prediction would be, is there another chase? Turned into gravel. Okay. Bad driving, for real. Okay, that's it. I think that's it. At least for now. What happened? They lost him. The guy just got out. The guy ended up running. Because he drove into... He made a bad turn or something.
Justin Timberlake's license has been suspended.
Okay. Yeah, that's it now, for real. We got 2 chases. All right. Long stream. All right, I'm going to go to bed. But, hey, here's the thing. The news choppers are out for like another hour. So, if I go live again, it's because there's another chase. And I'm feeling like that's kind of possible. So, anyway, if I go live again, come back. But otherwise, good night. Thanks for coming and watching this with me. Thanks for the subs and the donos and all that. Replay the crash, should I have? I don't want to. Too late.